Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Grant. Grant is from Tennessee in the USA. So let's see what Grant has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Grant. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me. Now, do you usually go by William or Will?
You can call me William, people call me Will, people call me Willie. So it's all up to you.
Okay.
So Grant, tell me, how's your day been so far?
It's been pretty good. Lots of studying. I'm in graduate school right now, so I'm reading a lot, writing a lot, all that fun stuff.
So tell me a little bit about your course. What you are graduating now? What you're studying?
So currently I'm working on my master's degree in education. Once I get that finished, I plan on teaching. Well, they use the abbreviation in different ways because they keep changing what they want to call it. It was originally called English as a Second Language. So, in other words, in the United States, students who would come into the school system that their native language was something besides English, I would be one of the teachers to help them so that they can catch up and understand what's going on in the standard classrooms easier so they didn't fall behind.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, wow. That's something that is being happening already for a long period, or they just implement right now in the education?
So it's been going on for a while, but over the past few decades, like especially the past couple of decades, the need has really increased nationwide. So and when I look at that in the education system, I would like to do that because I think that would help the most.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Oh, wow. And how long have you been studying for this course you're taking right now?
Okay, so right now I'm just getting the actual master's in elementary for the education. The last year of everything I do is a separate but connected program where I get my training as an ESL. So this part I'm doing right now, I started in September of 2020, so 2 years now. And then I will have another year to add on the extra I need to do my job.
I see. Amazing. Right. So, actually, I almost called you Chris because I can see Chris on your screen.
Whoops.
Grant, tell me where you're from.
Originally, I'm from Lafayette, Tennessee, in the United States. Currently, I'm in Murfreesboro. I've lived here since I've lived here since the fall of 1997.
Wow. And why the change from your city to Murfreesboro?
I was actually, I moved down here for college. Mm-hmm. And then I just never left.
Amazing. And what's the best part of living there? What's something interesting about the city?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Well, now, if you like to go to restaurants a lot, this is the place to be. There are restaurants everywhere. Everyone here actually jokes no one in Murfreesboro cooks at home because there's so many restaurants compared to how many people there are.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of a variety of different restaurants, or there's like different cuisines as well?
There are, yes. Let's see. I mean, yeah, you've got lots of chain restaurants just like anywhere else you go. But then you also have, well, even if they are chain restaurants, something you may not used to be seen in the South of the United States. Like we have a few Indian restaurants. Mm-hmm. We have a couple of Japanese restaurants. And I don't mean just, Chinese buffets have been in America for a long time. These are actually Japanese restaurants where you go get authentic ramen and things like that. So you have that. Of course, at this point, the United States is very well known to have Tex-Mex restaurants all over the place. So of course we have those. And then you
What?
can get your typical American cuisine, hamburgers and whatnot. So just everything is here.
Amazing. Very good. Right, Grant, before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting about myself. Well, I don't know if it's so much interesting, but so like people will, see me on social media and stuff. And then if they ever meet me in real life, they're shocked because I'm so short. I'm 5'3", and they don't expect that.
Interesting.
Like, surprise.
Surprise. People who follows you now, they are watching the interview, they're gonna go like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Grant, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Sure. Let's see what happens.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Okay? Let's
Okay.
By the way, I like your shirt. I like the color of your shirt.
Thank you.
Wow.
I got it off Amazon.
Right.
Everything.
Grant, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? It's over.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
First question for you is, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, wow. That's varied over time. Probably right now, because I'm doing student teaching, I would say if things didn't go well that day and I worry about, oh no, the students didn't really learn what they needed to, what could I have done differently? I get that in my head. So that'll keep me up sometimes.
Saying that, do you consider yourself to be more of a day or a night person?
I would say at this point in my life, more of a day person. In my 20s, night, but now day, yeah.
For you, what's the best time to wake up for you to go like, okay, I need to wake up at this time for me to be good for the day?
Well, right now I'm used to getting up at 6 and I feel really fine with that. If I were to, sleep until 7, I'd be okay. If I did past that though, I'd be like, I kind of messed my day up,
I see. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Grant from Tennessee. Next question is, tough question now.
Okay.
Right. If someone gave you an envelope, with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not, and why?
Oh no, I don't need to know that, because once I knew, I would have my whole life kind of geared towards that moment, and then it would be hard to enjoy things. I just do not need to know that.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I think it would change somehow. You would live your life in a way, isn't it? You would have this in the back of your mind.
Exactly. And I don't need that. There's enough going on. I just want to try to do the best I can right now and enjoy it.
Amazing. Very good. Next one. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, as you work in the education, for you, what's the best part of being in this field? What for you gives the best pleasure? And also, there's always a challenging part as well. What that would be?
Okay, so the best part is there's times where you are trying to get students to learn something that they haven't understood before. And when you see that light bulb just go off in their heads, it's great, because they get the biggest smile you've ever seen on their faces, and you can't help but just take in that whole moment. It's awesome.
Oh wow.
And the most challenging part can kind of be on the flip side of that coin, where it's like you need them to get this information. It's going to be important helping them through their lives in one way or the other, and they just aren't having it that day. They just don't want to learn, and it's frustrating because it's like, they're doing themselves a disservice, and you cannot talk them out of it.
I see.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you always wanted to work in education, or you just felt, okay, I'm going to start this path in my life?
So originally I wanted to be an illustrator. My bachelor's degree is actually in graphic design.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a tough field to be in, especially in Tennessee, where, you've got some larger cities like Nashville, Knoxville, Memphis, but overall you really don't have a lot going on in the field. So it's hard to find jobs. So I had to, once I had my degree and found that out, I had to then decide what I want to be when I grow up again. And I had enjoyed taking classes in other languages myself before, but I'm not very good at speaking other languages. So I thought maybe I could at least help out in this way. So I thought that would be a good thing.
I see. Interesting. Right. Next question for you is, which question you'd like to be asked?
Which question would I like to be asked?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. Wow. That's the toughest question you've asked me. Let's see. Oh, which question would I like to be asked? I don't know. What about something about travel?
Okay. So let me ask something to yourself about traveling. Tell me, what's the best vacation you ever had? Something that you would always gonna remember for any reason? What that would be?
Oh, okay. Well, I do have a few of those, but probably one of my favorites was when I went to Italy. It was a study abroad, actually, that I did way back in the day. But I was there 5 weeks, and yes, I just loved it. The majority of it was spent in Florence. But yeah, I fell in love with the place. It was just magic to me.
And what's the best memory that come to you when you think about that experience that you had in Italy?
Okay, it's going to have to be between the artwork and the food. I literally gained 20 pounds on that trip from everything I ate, because I mean, you can't help but just eat everything there. And then just, of course, there's plenty of artwork there because of so many artists who had lived there or worked there for centuries. And then you would go out and people would be in the palazzos and piazzas making these beautiful, huge chalk. I don't even want to call them drawings, paintings. I'm going to call them chalk paintings on the brickwork, and it was just amazing.
I see. Did you get to learn some Italian?
I did. I pretty much lost it all by now, but since I had up to that time, I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, and then I was doing this in college, and there's enough similarities that it was easy for me to pick up quite a bit of it. And unfortunately, this is many, many, many years later, so it's pretty much gone. One interesting thing that happened with that, I did well enough with my Italian while I was there that some friends and I were out in a bar in Rome. And we had to take a bus back, but the bus didn't go back to our hotel. It only got so close. And the only guy who could give us directions back the rest of the way only spoke Italian. And I was on the verge of passing out drunk. And I still was able to listen to his Italian and get us there. So
That's interesting. I think when you drink, it flows more naturally. You feel more confident, isn't it?
Well, then I had plenty flowing going on that night because I drank a lot. to be in your 20s, you know.
Of course, of course. You're in Italy. You just need to enjoy the most you can, for sure.
Oh boy, we did. We definitely did.
Next question. Okay, Grant from Tennessee. Tennessee, yeah.
Yes.
Next question for you is, oh my God, talking about vacation. I think I'm gonna swap this one. I already talked about vacation, so let's swap this question. Right. Next question for you is, what do you think people need to know about each other before they get married?
Oh, well, there's a lot to that one. Oh wow. There's some important things where they really do need to probably be on the same page. Some of it would have to do with, like religion and political views as far as how a society is run and how rights are given or not given. And it's not necessarily that you have to agree with each other on every single thing, but you have to have an understanding that you can't if you're going to marry that person, you can't be dismissing their core thoughts and beliefs and stuff like that. If you both or either one of you have an issue with that, that's when you have to say, well, this will not be right for us, because that's going to be with you for life.
Absolutely. I think the communication there needs to be very clear, and everyone needs to be in the same page, because as you said, you're gonna share your life with someone for long period, forever. So you need to be in the same page, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was checking your profile, and I believe you are married.
I am married, yes.
So tell me, what's the most beautiful lesson you've learned so far from your partner?
Oh, I don't know if it's so much a lesson. I would maybe call it more of a trait, and that's kindness. Because he is a very, very kind-hearted person, and not that others aren't, but that's sometimes hard to find where it's consistent, and because I've known lots of people who they are looking for someone kind to spend their life with, and they have trouble finding someone kind. And so, he gives me that. So I don't know if it's so much a lesson learned, but it is a trait that is very valuable.
Saying that, what's the biggest similarity between both of you, and what's the biggest difference?
Oh, I'll go with the difference first, because I can get that one really, really fast. The biggest difference is sports. He loves football, loves it. I do not like sports, and I really, really, really don't like football. American football, not soccer.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know if this is the greatest similarity to use, but it's still one. We both hate mayonnaise. Oh, we just cannot stand it. We think it tastes like something's gone bad. Both of us do. So we're a mayonnaise-free house.
I love mayonnaise.
Most people do. So I never imagined finding someone, much less marrying someone, who does not like mayonnaise. And here we are. It was meant to be.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Next one. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, which season of the year you feel more connected with, and why?
Okay, wow, okay. I guess, we'll just go with spring, because really fall and spring, and here's why. Though it is disappearing on us, it's because I like the temperatures better. Mm-hmm. You get out of the extreme hot, you get out of the extreme cold, you get something a little more in between. I like that in between. I feel much more comfortable. You're leading you are leading to one of those extremes afterwards, but I just try to enjoy it while I've got it. It's just nice. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who likes mid 60s, maybe up to low 70s. That's my temperature area range.
And
You
with
don't get that
season,
really in this, huh?
sorry, carry on. Sorry.
So you don't really get that in the summer and the winter. You have to go more spring or fall. Man, I guess if I had to, well, I don't know. Maybe if I had to absolutely pick between spring and fall, I'd just go ahead and go with fall because you've got Halloween in the fall. I love seeing the kids in their costumes. It's awesome.
Do you dress up as well?
No, just because, I mean, I would if I went to a party, but I haven't been invited to any. So if I get invited, though, I'm definitely dressing up and going.
Imagine now, people watch the interview, now they're going to invite for this Halloween for sure.
Yes, somebody invite me to a Halloween party.
This interview goes live before the Halloween, so for sure someone's going to invite you. Let's hope.
All right.
Next question. Grant, before the next question, I can see that you are open about your sexuality, about being gay. Tell me, how for you, how was growing up as a gay boy in Tennessee? How for you, did you have support of your family? And the other part of the question is, tell me the day when you came out. Did something happen, or you just naturally felt, okay, I'm going to be my truly self, and I would like to share that with your loved, your family ones? How did it happen, if you can share?
Okay, yeah, wow, that was an overall very interesting experience because I mean I grew up in a town. I don't know how many people were in the town back then. There's only about 3,000 people in the town as of now. Wow. They did not put any traffic lights in until after I went to college. Very small town, very, very, very religious town. So it was, you didn't say anything. You didn't just, so anyway, I was 18, but I was a senior in high school because I turned 18 that fall while in high school. And I finally came out to my mother then because I was just kind of at a point where I just couldn't, that was a lot to hold in. Okay, lots of holding in. So I did finally come out to her, and she wasn't expecting it, but she was supported from that moment to this day, the entire time.
Wow.
So yeah. And like she even because we were just going to get married real fast by like a justice of the peace, not have an actual, wedding or wedding reception or anything. And she's like, nope, we're going to fix it all up at your aunt. She put it all together. Yeah, the whole thing. So yeah, she was like, oh no, you're having a wedding.
Oh,
so
that's
like, okay.
That's
so yeah,
really...
she's been very supportive. Yeah.
Wow. And you have siblings as well?
Yes, I have two brothers. They're both younger than me, and the youngest of the two is actually also gay and married.
Wow, my goodness.
Something in the water,
That's funny.
But yeah, they're both. And even our straight brother, I mean, he's extremely supportive.
Very good. Okay, next question for you is, how long can you go without checking your phone?
Well, okay, if I'm at school doing my job, I can go hours without checking my phone. If I'm not at work, I'm going to say 5 minutes tops. Yes, I'm that bad.
I think nowadays our cell phone became like extension of our hands. You cannot be without it. It's always there.
Yes.
For sure.
And well, actually, I mean, I don't have that many friends actually right here in town. So if I'm going to talk with my friends, try to keep connected with them, I have to have it. That's how I keep in touch with them. That's how I have relationships with them, friendships with them.
That's the good part of the social media. It's about for you to keep connecting with people that they're not close to you. That's the best part of the social media, in my opinion.
Yes, I love that part because it has allowed me to actually have more friends where I've had trouble finding any friends in the past. So I've really enjoyed that aspect of it myself.
Ready for another one?
Sure.
Let's do it. Ooh, you love dancing, I can see.
No, I can't dance worth anything. I'm sitting down so I can do it. If I have to move the top and the bottom at the same time, it's a mess. It's a mess.
You're just being modest, I can see.
Okay.
Next question for you is, if you could have a superpower, what that would be and why?
Oh, you know, I've thought about this off and on a lot of my life, and I kept changing my mind. So if I could only have one, I would probably have super strength, because it could come in handy a lot of times. Like think about like what just happened in Florida. I could go down there and I could help get stuff out of the way to find people faster. So something like that would be nice.
Oh, very sweet, very sweet. Next question for you, Grant. Let's do it. Next question. Is that a dream you always had?
Like a life goal that I want to meet or something? Wow. Part of me still wants to be, well, there's two things that I would really love to have, okay? Part of me still really wants to be an artist one of these days of some sort. I would love to be an artist. And part of me also wants to be able to speak Spanish fluently. Right now, I do not have either one of those things.
I think if I must say, I think an artist you already is anyway, because it's in your if you feel like you'd like to be, I think you are already an artist, I believe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Get my point? I think it's just like it's in you. Maybe it's a bit kind of shy somewhere, or not, you know what I mean? Not like fully came out yet, but it's already there in yourself. So I think it's already there. Saying that, Spanish, why? Because what's the connection with the Spanish language?
So, well, maybe part of it is just that's the first one I encountered learning words outside of English. They used to show some children's programs on PBS when I was little, where they would teach you some Spanish words. So I learned some from that. Sesame Street would do a few also. And then, of course, when I got into high school, that's what they were offering for us to take then. And then when it came to this area, the first people coming into this area usually speaking a language besides English spoke Spanish. And I thought it would be nice to be able to communicate with them too, just like everybody else. But I couldn't because I didn't know how. So, yeah, I guess that it's kind of all that together.
I was curious about asking you. You already answered, I think. I was about to ask you regarding your job. The most of the people who doesn't have their first language as English, they are Spanish. They are from South America.
So I don't know of any that we have from South America currently at our school, but now there's almost always Spanish-speaking children coming into the school system. I mean, you know, with us bordering Mexico and then, you know, all the countries below it where people come through, it makes sense. But besides that, still, I mean, we have kids from India in the school system. Right now in one of my classes, we have a kid from Jordan. So, yeah, and then there's actually, so we have a Nissan plant near here also. So, you know, some of the higher up workers who come in are Japanese and they bring their families with them. So in this area, we also have kids from Japan, Thailand, Laos. So there's actually any given year, you could have a pretty good mixture of kids with different language backgrounds.
Wow, very interesting. Wow.
You wouldn't expect that so much from Tennessee, would you? Sounds more like a New York thing or something, doesn't it?
No, to be honest with you, I'm surprised, to be honest, because as you said, the area where you live is not very big. The area, so
Right.
I am very surprised about that, because I believe that the main big cities where you can find more foreign people, I believe.
Right. Yes. Well, and actually, we're only about 30 miles southeast of Nashville. Murfreesboro is. Yeah, so we're not that far from from Nashville. So that probably increases that mixture also, because we are close enough, and the interstate is right here. It runs through town. So with that kind of access to the Nashville area, it really increases our more, I guess it increases the eclectic culture we have.
Very good. 3 questions left for you.
Okay.
Let's do it. Grant, before the next question, tell me, as you are from Tennessee, tell me something that the state of Tennessee stands out compared with other states in the U.S. There's something special about the states or different that you could share, in your opinion?
That really stands out about it. Well, traditionally, there's the country music scene, in Nashville. For me, though, but you can probably find this a lot of places. To me, it's the natural terrain. So where I grew up, there's lots of hills, and it's absolutely stunning. If you go back, even with the being hills and not mountains, you can go back and find where there's waterfalls and stuff from natural springs and whatnot. And of course, if you go over to East Tennessee, you do have the actual mountains. So yeah, I just really love that part. If you get out into the rural area, there's just so much countryside, rolling hills, beautiful trees. Like everybody talks about the trees turning color in Vermont. See, we get that too. And it's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right. Next question for you is, if you could ask for a miracle, what that would be?
Oh, now see, that's a tough one too. Gosh, there's so many you could go with, but I would love to see maybe perfectly ran governments, because once you have that, you get the best out of your medicines and your health care. You get the best education for all your people, and that starts to cut down on conflict. So, and just better lives for everybody. So I think maybe something like that, which, I mean, that's asking for world peace, basically. But yeah, that's where I'd go.
Very good, very good. I think a lot of people, they are along with you. They think the same way as well, for sure. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Grant, before the next question, people watch the interview right now. They would like to start a career in education. What would be your best piece of advice?
Oh, if they're wanting to start? Okay, so the best piece of advice would be make sure you can practice compassion. Because I say that because you're going to have to be able to take the students' behavior in stride. Sometimes they're going to be acting out and they don't even know why, because they're still developing. They don't know what's going on. You're an adult. You have to be able to do that. So you need the compassion for that. You need it for when they're not feeling well and they need a safe place. You need it so they feel good about who you are, because then they're more willing to learn from you, which is the whole reason they're there. If you don't have that compassion, you're not going to get anything right for them, and it is all for them.
Wow. You made me, you literally made me think about something, Grant. When I was a child, my dream was to go to school. I had this fascination about going to school. And I remember vivid my first day at school. I was 5 years old. And I remember holding hands with my colleagues and going to the class. And I remember my first teacher, she was my hero. As you said about compassion, I think she was very good at it because everything she was saying, I remember looking at her, like for me, she was like someone that I couldn't wait to go to school just because I knew she would be there. And she had this compassionate approach of, comforting approach that I would never forget. Funny story about that. Um, Halfway of the school, she needed to leave because she was pregnant. When I started studying, she was already pregnant. So halfway she needed to leave. And my mom, actually, she was a bit scared that I would lose interest about school because I was so connected with her.
Right.
And she said, oh, maybe he's gonna be now disappointed, he's gonna be sad because she's not gonna be there anymore. But fun enough, the other teacher who came along, I literally got together as well. So it was a very good. Yeah.
So you had two great teachers right there.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
wonderful. That is the way to start. Yes, they got you started down the right track.
Absolutely. And I remember their names. My first teacher, her name was very uncommon in Portugal. I'm from Brazil, yeah. Her name was Ladislan. I never met anyone with this name, Ladislan. And the second teacher who came along, her name was Marcia. Never forget.
Okay. Yeah, now Marcia, I've heard that name before at least. Yeah, the first one, I'm like, yeah, I don't know that name either.
Yeah, that's a Ladislan. I never knew, but yeah, even I never met anyone. It's a very uncommon name. Okay, next question for you is: if you could have a cup of tea, yeah, with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
If I could have with a fictional character. Ooh. Well, I guess let's just go with someone outrageous. Let's go with Deadpool, because he would have some great stories. He would definitely keep me entertained.
He's just crazy. He'll do anything that nobody expects him.
Yes. So we'll go. There's others I could say too, but I would have to say that would be a wild time sitting down with tea from beginning to end.
For sure. Ready for the last one?
Sure.
Last question. But before the last question, I strongly believe that when you are a teacher, when you are working education, you are teaching, but at the same time, you learn a lot from your kids. I think there's always lessons. I think being around kids, you learn a lot. Tell me something through your career that's like a moment or something that you learn, something that you go like, okay, I will take that forever in my life. There is something.
Okay. Yeah, and actually, first of all, you are right. When it comes to the kids, if you as a teacher are not learning from them also, then you're not a completely effective teacher. You should always learn from them. I would say that I've learned more probably about more of the personal culture. When I say personal culture, it's like we all have cultures we come from, but then we have one that is more like our familial or neighborhood culture. So it's even closer into us than just the city we live in. And the impacts from that are so big. And then since they are so small, but they do such a big impact, you end up with so much variety. And as a teacher, we all encounter these anyway, but as a teacher, you've got so many of those right there because of your students in your classroom every day. And you're learning ways to make all of them flow together especially like this is I'm teaching with younger kids, and so they're still having to learn just social ways, period, and learning how to help them make all that flow together instead of them, hitting each other and stuff is very important. So yeah, that's one of my big ones I'm learning from the kids. How do I get y'all to like each other?
Amazing. Right. Talking about school, last question is, what was your favorite part about school?
Okay. So as a teacher or as a student?
As a student.
As a student.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Too many. Because I love, in high school, I love my art classes. I love my Spanish classes. But if I go back into my elementary days, like I'm in now with these students, so my favorite grade was fourth grade because I had one of the best teachers ever in the fourth grade. One of the best. It didn't matter what subject we were covering that day. It was just great to do it because she was teaching it to us, and she had this way to make everything just fun and you're ready to do it. So I think I had a magic teacher like you were talking about with those two that when you first started. Yeah.
They literally leave impact in our lives that we're gonna remember forever. We're gonna remember forever, as I always do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they sometimes.
And I remember her name too. Her name was Mrs. Goodwin. I will always remember. And I mean, that was back in 1983. And wow. And I still remember.
I had other teachers as well that it left a big impact in my life. And actually, I started now doing interviews in Portuguese as well in the Magic Box. And I invited one of my teachers back when I was a teenager, and she accepted. And
that's great.
We did the interview at one point, and actually she left a big impact in my life because I was a teenager. I was kind of getting to know myself, being gay or not was something confused in my head. And yes. I remember being bullied at the time a lot. And she was by my side. She always, and I remember, she was a physical education. She was quite tall. She was there like encouraging us to make sports and to play sports and everything. And I remember I loved playing volleyball at the time. And sometimes the boys was kind of bullying because I didn't want to play football with them, soccer. So, and she was there like standing up for me. And actually, during the interview, I told her that she had no idea how much I felt safe when she was around. And she felt very emotional because she said, "William, I didn't know I was gay." I said, "Yes, you were at the time. I remember when you were around, I felt so safe, I could be myself." And she was like, "Oh my God, I never thought about that." I said, "Yes, sometimes, they don't know that, but they leave a big impact in our lives."
They do. And I'm so glad you were fortunate another time too, like that. She may have not realized how great of a teacher she was being, but you sure did.
Oh yeah, she didn't. And she told it when we had the interview, we talked about it, and she was really emotional. I said, "My goodness, I didn't know that." I said, "Yes, but I always felt safe." And I knew that because she stand up for myself so many times when I want to do something, but I was a bit scared, and she was encouraging me to do my thing, to be myself. And she had no idea how much I felt safe at the time. So yeah, let's always be grateful for our teachers. You never know the impact they leave in our lives.
Yes. And I hope I can return the favor to the world a little bit.
Totally. Grant, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with family.
Oh my gosh, this is hard. Okay, in my situation, I guess husband.
One word for money. Money.
Travel.
How about life?
Enjoyment.
Love.
Necessary.
Sex.
Necessary.
I knew you would say that. I knew it. I was just waiting. Yes, please. Necessary. Absolutely. One word for politics.
Troubling.
Religion.
Interesting.
Okay. Fear.
Unknown.
Good one. Friendship.
Friendship. Oh my gosh. Adored.
I like this word. Adored. I like this word. One word for regret.
Living.
Okay. Success.
Oh boy, you could kind of do that one too, but I want to do something else. Goals.
Wish.
Dreams.
Happiness.
Rainbows.
Oh, nice one. One word for Tennessee.
One word for Tennessee. Rural.
Okay. USA.
USA. Challenging.
Right. One word for education. Education system, let's say.
Education system. Oh gosh. Experience.
And the last one now, teacher. One word.
Knowledge.
Okay. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely husband for a coffee. Yeah. And I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Grant and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your husband would say.
The most beautiful thing he would say about me, that I'm kind, I guess. The thing I need to work on the most would be my negativity.
Do you see some work in progress?
I think I'm a good work in progress, actually.
Good, very good. Right, let's play now Grant in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. Well, this is something I just always like to find out from somebody anyway. And I think part of it's because of travel and stuff that I like to find it out. But it's a simple question. What is your favorite food? Or one of them.
Okay. The first thing that comes to my mind, and I always, you know what I mean, talk about that, is about paella, the Spanish dish with rice. Actually, there are two ways. They have the seafood and also they have with like meats. Yeah.
With what?
But with meat. Like
oh, okay.
Yeah. But actually, they do as well both together. So I like when they mix both the seafood with meat as well. So yeah, I'm Brazilian. I was raised eating rice every single day. So I think that comes, this passion about paella, because there is a mix of different things like seafood and, this taste, and gets back to my childhood where I grew up eating rice every single day. So yes, I would go for paella because it's something that I could eat for the rest of my life. I think I love paella a lot.
And especially paella surf and turf.
Yeah.
That sounds good though. That sounds good.
Yeah, I like it actually, and I'm a very good with food actually. I like to try different foods, and also I'm very I can I can say I can eat like I wouldn't say everything, but I'm very easy to to try things. I just cannot eat is very spicy food because I just cannot taste properly because it's so spicy that I just can't enjoy the taste of it. But besides that, you can give me anything that I can eat for sure. I'm very easy.
Okay. Used to, I even went for the spicy stuff, but as you get older, you can't so much. And I hate it because I loved eating it. So.
Actually, before I ask you to tell me a positive message, as you've been in, let's say, in touch with the Spanish language, what's your favorite Spanish word?
My favorite Spanish. Oh, I don't know. Listen, I hope I'm saying this right. It's been a while. Izquierdo, left.
Yeah,
yes,
izquierdo.
Yeah, I love it because it sounds kind of cool, and then it's this really long word for a word that we have that is very, very short. The very first time I saw it, I was like, wow, left is really long in Spanish.
And actually, in Portuguese, we say the same as well. Esquerdo, yeah, it's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one really stuck out in my head. And then it's got a Z in it, which is cool because there's at least in in English, there's not tons of Z's in words, so that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
It was great. I loved just getting to talk with you. Period. It was really fun.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to share something with you. Today, 3rd of October,
yes,
we are celebrating 2 years since the Magic Box started 2 years ago, 2020. Today, I'm celebrating 2 years, the Magic Box.
Then I get to be on a special day even. I love it even more now.
Yeah.
I feel honored.
Of course, that's your interview is going to go live in another day, but we are doing this moment now where this Magic Box started, where this big dream started 2 years ago, 2020, 3rd of October, where this Magic Box was launched. Everything started there.
Yeah, keep it going. I mean, you're connecting the world.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Right, so before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
Something to live by. I mean, especially with so much that's happened just over the past few years, globally, really, I would just say everybody just try to love each other. It is so important. If we do, it helps everybody. So,
it doesn't cost a lot, isn't it? Something simple.
Yeah. Just give somebody a hug sometimes.
Absolutely.
Hugs are good. They're happy.
Grant, thanks so much for the interview. Regards to your family and to your partner, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on this show, okay? Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.